Hi friends, Disharya here again, and this video is for Jupiter transit, and this transit is happening on 18th of October. Jupiter is transiting right now. It is in the Gemini sign and it is transiting to the Cancer sign. But we know already that Jupiter is in a Atichari mode. It's moving very fast from past months, and in general Jupiter changes one sign in 1 year, so it remains in a one sign for whole 1 year. But because right now it is in Atichari mode, it is transiting through 3 signs in just 1 year. That is happening in 2025, and that makes the 2025 very special. Now when it is transiting in Cancer sign, it is the sign of Jupiter's exaltation. Jupiter will get exalted in Cancer sign. But as I said that it is in a Atichari mode, so it's moving very fast into the Cancer sign. It will remain there till 5th of December from 18th of October. But after 5th December, it will turn into retrograde motion. And now when it goes in retro, it will come back to the Gemini sign, and this will happen in after retro. It will go direct and it will cross again Gemini, and it will enter again our Cancer sign in 2026, in June 2026. So this, we are getting a very small transit of Atichari Jupiter and also exalted Jupiter. For these 45 to 49 days, we are having lots of changes are happening for all signs. So I'm making the video on the basis of moon sign. So moon sign, your moon Rashi is where your moon is placed. If your moon placed in Aries, in Mesha, then you are Mesha moon. If it is in Vrashab Rashi, and it's Taurus, then you are Taurus moon. So all these I say prediction I will not say prediction, analysis I say. It's on the basis of your moon sign. So let's start with that. Yeah, before moving to the prediction Rashi wise, I have to also explain that right now Jupiter is in a Punarvasu, and we know that in Punarvasu 4 padas are there. So first 3 padas are in Gemini and the last pada is in Cancer sign. So right now Jupiter is in a Punarvasu 3rd pada. It will enter into Punarvasu 4th pada. So that's why it will change the Rashi from Gemini to Cancer, but it is not changing the nakshatra. It is in the same nakshatra, but it is entering into the different pada of Punarvasu nakshatra. So for this 45 to 50 days of transit of Jupiter, it will set a threshold for your 2026 year, because this same transit is happening for June 2026 for whole year of exaltation, the Ucha placement. So whatever you are doing right now, it will fix what you will, it will like give you a little idea of what can happen in 2026 for you guys, and that's based on your moon Rashi, not on the ascendant. I will give my predictions sometimes based on Lagna Rashi or sometimes on Lunar Rashi. I will explain before I start my predictions, so that you will see the exact sign. You will not get confused with that. And why I am looking for this Gochara from Moon Rashi? Because Moon is our mind, and mind is the Jupiter connection is there with the mind, and what we think, what we see from our minds, we like what we perceive, that's what we do, that's what we put actions into. So that's the reason I am doing this video for on the moon Rashi basis. Now let's start with the Aries moon, a Meshar moon Rashi. Your Aries, for Aries moon, this Jupiter transit is happening in your fourth house, and so I'll explain few more transits here for your Rashi. Rashi means like your moon should be in your Aries, so don't get confused with Lagna. This is moon Rashi. We are talking Aries moon. You have the Saturn in your 12th house already, and your Rahu Ketu axis is 11.5. So I'm covering only Jupiter's transit here, but our life, I always say in my videos that this one transit is a one thread of your fabric of your chart. So don't only based on if you have to take decision, don't only based on this one transit. This is just a snapshot of what Jupiter, exactly what Jupiter is doing in your chart. Now fourth house is what? Fourth house is our home, our mom, and it's also our work, home environment, our peace of mind. That's all we see from your fourth house. And from fourth house is it's aspecting your 10th house, it's aspecting your 8th house, and it's also aspecting your 12th house. So the aspects is on Dushtana houses, that's the 8th and 12th. As you all know, 6, 8, 12 are considered to be the Dushtana houses. So out of them, 8 and 12 both get the aspects from Jupiter, but fourth house Jupiter already with the placements, it's house-wise placements, it's a Ucha, but Rashi-wise also it's getting Ucha from Cancer. Now as I say here, also Jupiter's in a Atichari mode. You understand that it's the fast forward moving time for Jupiter. Jupiter's in a very speedy mode right now, and that's where it's covering 3 signs in a 1 year. So that's also we have to consider that it's in a Ucha condition, but it's in a Atichari mode also. When you are at your home, you feel relaxed in your pajamas. So same way Jupiter is feeling in Cancer sign for Aries Muna. It's relaxed, it's feeling chill, and we are already heading towards the holiday season. The same, you may get the same feeling before holiday season, like holidays before holidays. You may experience during this time of Jupiter transit for Aries moon. So this Gochara, this transit will be very mixed for you because it's in the 4th and aspecting 10th, but it is aspecting 6th and 8th. 8th and 12th. 8th is pain and it's delays, it's 12th house is losses, expenses. So it will be a very mixed transit for you, Aries moon. Now let's talk about the Taurus moon Rashi people. In Taurus we have 3 nakshatras. So I'm not talking here for individually for any nakshatra, but in between, if some nakshatra clicks to me, I'll talk about that. So for Taurus moon Rashi, Vrishabha moon natives, this transit is happening in your 3rd house. It was in your 2nd house. Now it is moving only for 45 to 49 days into your 3rd house. 3rd house is our courage, it's our short-term travels, it's our siblings, also your neighbors. So when Jupiter comes here, it's the 7th aspect is happening on your 9th house, and it's also aspecting your 7th house and also the 11th house. So I see this transit to be good because it's aspecting your good houses. There is no aspect on the Dushtana houses. 3rd house will give you some courage. So I'll say this is the time if you're planning for you had some ideas and which you were not getting the courage to get it completed, do it now. yes, it can. You may do some projects where communication, speaking, all that is involved. So do it because it's aspecting your 11th house. 11th house is a house of gain, but I call it as a house of manifestation. So your manifestation comes true when you get some aspect on your 11th house. Your 11th house get activated. Along with that, it's on the aspect is happening on your 7th house. 7th house is your a relationship house. The relationship can be on love relationship or business relationship. So for Taurus moon people, this is the time to if you are already into relationship, you want to finalize it, yes, that's a possibility because Jupiter is aspecting your 7th house. I'll say take a next step into that. If you wanted to venture new business ideas, this is again also the time for putting your foot forward into those ideas. Taurus moon natives, you may feel to visit some spiritual places like mandir, temple. You may get the urge to talk to your gurus, your elders. Yes, you can talk and share your ideas with them. Maybe you get urge to do some vipassana, and the in vipassana we did the complete blackout for 10 days and don't do any, you cannot touch your gadgets and all like that. So possibility you may get that urge for Taurus moon. Now let's move on to the Gemini moon people. For Gemini moon people, this transit is happening in your second house, and from there it is aspecting your 6th, 8th, and 10th houses. For you guys, this is a very 50-50 transit. It will give you few good results and maybe some setbacks. So if you guys are feeling like your home environment or your you are seeing lots of discussions are happening at your home and between family members with this Ucha exalted Jupiter, uh, I'll say give some relief for that. The relationship with your members where you feel exhausted, you may feel like love and care will back, it's on its track. But this transit is for a very small time, it's only for 45 to 49 days, so it's you cannot be very over optimistic, but it will be a relief, little relief in that matter. Now for you guys, the Saturn is transiting in your 10th house, and uh, you have the 9-3 Rahu Ketu axis. So all other transits will also play, and mainly your main chart. For all these transit videos, one has to understand your this transit is not the promise. Your promise can be seen from your natal chart. If your natal chart is showing the promise, then these transits are just the timing for that event. If your chart is denying for something, some event, then no matter what positive transits you are going through, you are not going to get the results. So be mindful with that. You have to understand the Ganit and Falit part of the chart. So I'll say you may hear in these 1.5 month transit, you may hear some good news. You may get a job, a promotion during that time if you are looking for a job or job change. But be mindful with health, because 8th house aspect sometimes gives some health issues, and if your chart is showing something bigger, so you have to be more cautious. But if your chart is good, your basic chart is good, then this transit will not do any bad for you. Let's move on to the next Rashi, that is the Cancer Rashi. This for Cancer moon people, this transit is happening on your very first house where your moon is sitting, and then we have a yoga of Jupiter moon, that is Gaj Kesri yoga, you will be having in this transit only for 45 days. but this will be a idea for what's happening in 2026. With this Jupiter transit on your first house, Jupiter is aspecting your fifth house, seventh house, and ninth house. In Jyotish, we always consider Jupiter transit first. In Dharma Trikona houses is considered to be good, but depending on the promise from your chart, how the Jupiter is placed in your chart. But otherwise, this is a very good transit for Cancer rising. Now, all in all, this transit for all Rashis, a few of Rashis are having critical timings. Otherwise, most of them is a good transit. I'll give you the idea for which Rashis it is mediocre, and for which Rashis they have to be precautive and cautious with this transit. Now, for Cancer moon people, the Saturn is sitting in your ninth house. Along with that, you have 8 to Rahu Ketu axis. So that also plays 8 to Rahu Ketu axis. I don't consider good, but it depends on how your Rahu and Ketu are placed in your natal chart or in your actual moon chart. So for Cancer moon people, maybe marriage bell rings during that time. If you are already into relationship, then this will be a very good time. And if you are for marriage, I'll say, and if you want to fix your marriage, this is the time. For people who have not at all into relationship, new ties in terms of marriage will come for you guys. And you had the Ashtak Shani before, so that was not a very good time period. But now as for you, Saturn is moved into the ninth house. Some relief you get after this Saturn transit on 3rd of October. I have made a video already for Saturn transit, so please go watch, like, share, and subscribe. Watch my videos and give some encouragement for posting the videos. Now, one more cautious I'll say to the Cancer moon people: this after this 45 days of transit, this Jupiter will go back again in your 12th house. So don't be optimistic during that time. But next year you will get the same transit for your main first house. So if you want to wait for that time for your long-term decisions, I'll say wait for it. But if you are sure for your decisions, like your decisions are proof, then go for this time. Take the decisions in during that time. So in December, when Jupiter will go in back in your 12th house, and you have seen that time before, when for right now Jupiter is already in your 12th house. On 18th it will go in first house. So when Jupiter is in 12th house, we may experience some backstabbing from anywhere from your work. So be watchful what is happening around you. Just don't turn your eyes closed for anything happening around you. Now let's talk about the Leo moon natives. If your moon is in your Leo Rashi, that's your Leo moon Rashi you have. I talked in the beginning that there are few Rashis. They have to be very cautious with this transit, and Leo moon Rashi is one, literally first Rashi I'm talking about. And in Leo, 3 Rashis, 3 nakshatra comes: Magha, Uttara Falguni, Purva Falguni. And in that, the people who are in Purva Falguni and Uttara Falguni, for them, they have to be more cautious with this transit. For Magha natives, it's okay, it's not that scary. But for the moon Uttara and Purva Falguni natives, they should put some measures with their decisions and all that. Now for you, this Leo Rashi, this transit is happening in your 12th house, and from that 12th house, this Jupiter is aspecting your 4th house, 6th house, and 8th house. So for the same way, this is the transit is happening for 2 Dushtana houses, and when any aspect is happening on 2 Dushtana houses out of 3, then it is a problematic thing. It's not easy. So for health wise, you have to give a more attention, because Saturn is again sitting on your in your 8th house. So not only that, you have the Ketu in your moon Rashi in your first house, and Rahu is in the 7th house. So Rahu Ketu axis is 7-1, and that's why I'm saying, besides this transit, while looking on other transits, yes, for Leo moon people, this is not the time for avoiding your health. If you are on some medications, please take your medicines on time. If you are not, and if you are feeling anything uneasy, go to doctors, get done the checkup. This is very recommended for Leo moon Rashis. Yeah, for the Leo moon who are already in foreign countries or in foreign places, for them this transit is maybe little more less scary, because 12th house transit of Jupiter shows that Jupiter 12th house is our foreign settlement, foreign places, not only foreign countries, but if you it's away from your native place. So if you are working away from your birthplace or from your native place, then for those natives, a little bit relief I see for this transit. Now let's talk about the Virgo moon natives, Kanya Rashi natives. This transit is happening in your 11th house, and from the 11th house it is aspecting your 3rd, 5th and 7th house. All the aspects are good. It's not happening only on any on Dushtana houses, but along with that, if I see you have 7th house Saturn transit, and your Rahu Ketu axis is 6-12. So with all other transit, if we say, but right now we are only just taking one thread, the Jupiter transit. So for them, what is that? Now Jupiter is from 11th house is aspecting 7, then we can say that you may get new networks, social networks. You may get enrollment into social networks, and through that you may meet new people, and they will help you in your profession. But one thing is noted down here, that anything will happen, it will happen on a sudden way. It's kind of sudden thing just happened for you, and these people will come and suddenly give the results, and they can vanish. So don't over rely, and don't get attached emotionally. So that's the only one caution I say for you, the Kanya Rashi people. I also see for you guys a short-term travel can be on the chart, and possibly that short-term travel related with fun, amusement, that and if you're not doing, I say you can plan, and we are already approaching the holiday seasons, then you may take vacation before holidays, I say. For few of natives, this is the time for ringing marriage bells. If you want to fix, that is a possibility. Another caution you have to take: don't share your secrets with anyone. This can be very dangerous in the future time when Jupiter will transit back in after 5th of December. So yes, don't share your secrets with any new friend. I am saying it can be at workplace or at the personal level. Now let's move on to the Tula Rashi people, for Libra moon people. For you, this transit is happening in your 10th house, and from 10th house the Jupiter is aspecting your 2nd, 4th and 6th house. This I consider to be a very auspicious transit for Tula Rashi people, Tula moon people. So but along with that, we have the 6th Saturn transit is happening, and for you Rahu Ketu axis is 5-11, So let's talk about the Jupiter's transit. If you guys are experiencing a lot of setbacks at your on family level, or lots of arguments are happening in the family, now you may get some relief. There are happier timings are coming. So this transit for 45 days will set a threshold for the whole 2026. Whatever tension and not good calmly timings you have gone through, which I'm sorry for that, but in future it's going to be better. It's not for whole life you have to go through this hell you have gone through from past. With this transit, maybe I see a more workload will come. So this is not the time for holidays or vacations. You have to put forward yourself and show your abilities, and with your efforts, I know you can do it, because aspect on 6th house from 10th, it's the time when the person has to prove their abilities and skills and capabilities, and I'm very positive that you guys can do it. Okay, now let's move on to Scorpio moon natives, our Vrishchik moon Jataks. For you guys, this transit is happening in your ninth house. Wow. So ninth house Jupiter is considered always good. As I mentioned before, this is happening in your Dharma Trikona. So from here it is aspecting your first house where moon is placed, and it is aspecting your fifth house and also third house. But in your fifth house we have the Saturn placed, and you have the transit of Rahu Ketu axis on your 410. So for Scorpio moon, let's talk about the Jupiter transit. Now this mini transit will give an idea to you that what will be you are going to get in 2025, with the same transit happening in June 2025 on a longer basis, for 1 year basis. Another thing I want to include here is that, like, if by any chance you are from in Scorpio we have 3 nakshatras, right? So if anyhow you are in Vishaka nakshatra, for you guys it will be exclusively good time period, because Vishaka is ruled by Jupiter only. Now you have been going through 8th Jupiter from past few months, and now it's going to the 9th. Oh my god, you are going to feel it literally, because 8th Jupiter, it gives hardships. It literally gives hardships, and it can happen from last 6 months, and you will realize already the change would have already started for you, because it's happening on 18th. But I see, if it is not started now, wait for a few weeks, it will come to you. So one thing I say that anytime I'm not a person who get overexcited or over I don't do things overly. The same idea and same suggestion I'll give it to you. So don't do, or don't overreact, don't over enjoy, don't do anything over, don't over act on anything. That's for the Vrishchik Rashi. Let's move on to the Sagittarius moon Rashi, Dhanu Rashi. So for the Dhanu Rashi people, the Jupiter is transiting in your 8th house, the Ashtak Jupiter we have, and your Saturn is already in your 4th house, and your Rahu Ketu axis is 3-9. With the 8th Jupiter, it is aspecting your 4th house, your 2nd house, and your 12th house. You guys, during your Ashtak, you guys are going through your Daya. So when Jupiter was in the 7th house, it was a little relief, you got through that aspect, but now it is entering for 45 days into the 8th house. So this is the second Rashi, I say, after Leo, after Singha. For the Dhanu Rashi people, be cautious with your health. Don't take any chances, any risk. If you're already having some health issues, go slow, take rest, do your meditation, do your exercises, change your diet, That's the very important for you. Don't take stress or anxiety no matter what is happening around the world. So you don't have to worry about the world. Just take care of yourself. That's what I say for the Dhanu Rashi, guys. Not only that, with the fourth Saturn, it is aspecting your moon with the 10th aspect, and people are going through the year, and this Saturn moon aspect, it literally gives you mood swings. Then the only word is calm down, don't react, respond. Now let's talk about Makara Rashi, Makara Moon Rashi, Capricorn Moon. The Jupiter is transiting in your 7th house. From it, it is aspecting your second Lagna and your 11th house. Your Saturn is sitting in your 3rd house, and you have second and 8th Rahu Ketu axis. So let's talk about the Jupiter transit for Makara Rashi people. For Makara moon people, this was not the good time for marriage. If you guys were experiencing some rift in your personal life, with your personal relationship with your spouse or with your life partner or with your just not the marriage, right? So this the time has come to amend the relationship, work on your relationship. That's the one thing. Another thing what I say, so before that Jupiter is in the 6th house, mainly was in the Gemini sign. So when Jupiter sits in the Gemini sign in 6th house, it does the repair work. It's a repairman here. So it was, though the timings were not good relationship wise, but it was giving the amendments, it's mending the relationship. But now it's not the time only for mending, it's building the strength, healthy relationship, making it more strengthful for future. One thing you should notice, that Capricorn moon or rising sign, it's universal. They are very hardworking people. They never leave things in between. They are keep going, and with that ongo mode, they survive any situation in their life. So I'll really bow down to the Capricorn moon or ascendant, rising, whatever, but Capricorn moon are really, I bow down to them. For you guys, this is a very good time. For you, I'll say you may get new links, new connections, new ventures. And though this is a very small time, but I mentioned the same thing is happening next year. So whatever you are going to get connected with, it will with a break, it will get connected for the future ventures. And it's not only just work, it will give you the all ventures, all connections will give you monetary benefits as well. So be mindful whom you are connecting, whom you are talking, whom you are networking. This is the time to do more social networking. Now let's move on to the next Rashi, that is Aquarius Moon Rashi or Kumbha Rashi. For you guys, this transit is happening in your 6th house, and we talked about 6th house. Jupiter is not considered to be bad. Along with that, now its aspects is on 2nd, on 12th and 10th house. So though it is aspecting the 12th house, which is house of losses, expenses, but the other two aspects are good, 2nd and 10th. I say it will be better. It's not that scary as the Dhanu Rashi and Leo Rashi people. Now your other transits right now for you is Rahu Ketu axis is your first 7, and Saturn, let me check. So for you guys, the Saturn is in the 2nd house, and you also running the last phase of your Sade Sati. In this time period, the Saturn, the Rahu and Ketu axis is your 1-7 axis. So your Rahu is transiting over your moon, over your natal moon right now. So till now Jupiter was in your 5th house, which was giving you some relief because Jupiter in Trikona house is considered good. Now it is going into the 6th house, so maybe you may feel little foggy, lots of questioning is happening for you, this way, that way, house, home environment, your work. So lots of queries are happening in your mind, and a foggy situation you may feel right now. So past few months you may be feeling a lot of, you may have seen the problems, and you are questioning like nothing is working out, what is happening, but Jupiter is giving some relief now. It is moving to the 6th house. Then this is not the time to do the over promises or false promises that I have talked before. Also, when Jupiter happens here, it's in Atichari mode, it is in Ucha. We feel so encouraged, and we do the promises to others and we never fulfill them. So during that time, don't do any promises at all. Now let's talk about the last sign, that is Meena moon Rashi or Pisces moon. The Jupiter transit is happening for you guys in your 5th house, and from there it's a Trikona, and it's aspecting your 1st house, it's aspecting your 9th house and your 11th house. Along with that, we have the Rahu Ketu axis of 12-6. Now for the Kumbha, the moon, Rahu was transiting over moon, but for Meena, now Saturn is transiting over moon, over your natal moon, and Jupiter is in 5th. Over and all, this is a mixed transit for Meena Rashi people. So in this Rashi, we have 3 nakshatras. If you guys are in Revati nakshatra, other than the Uttara Bhadrapada and Purva Bhadrapada nakshatra, for Revati nakshatra, this is a very strong time for going into relationship, and if you are already into relationship, you may decide to go for marriage. That's for the Revati nakshatra, guys. The Pisces, the Meena Rashi natives, it's being said that they live in their own zone because that's the last watery zodiac sign. They always feel like they don't belong here. They are in their out of the world dimensions. So for them, I say this is not the time to take decisions or long-term decisions. Wait for next year, because then Jupiter will permanently come for you in the 5th house. This is only for 45 days. You can use this time for fun, for creation, for creativity work, and yes, that is this time for you, for Meena Rashi people. With that, I'll close my video. Happy Diwali to all of you. Please like, subscribe and share my channel. I'm putting little efforts to revive my channel. If you give some like and subscribe it will pull back again. Thank you guys.